We invite you to subscribe to Mystic Post TV on YouTube. Thank you.
Russia President Vladimir Putin recently attended the consecration of a colossal new Russian Orthodox cathedral dedicated to the Russian armed forces at Patriot Park, about an hour's drive from Moscow. Inside the church, a gigantic fresco of the Virgin Mary dominates the landscape, while the stairways outside are made from melted-down Nazi tanks captured by the Red Army in World War II. Religion matters in Russia today, and the little-known emergence of a Russian Orthodox Church nuclear forces nexus poses vast and unforeseen consequences for the world. While there is a growing contempt for Christianity by mainstream media and the ruling class in the United States, the exact opposite trend is happening in Russia. There is a powerful and mysterious return to its Christian Orthodox roots. If end times are ever to be ushered in, it will be a clash between a reckless, cancel culture-obsessed USA versus the Russian state that is willing to fight a winnable nuclear war to preserve Russian orthodoxy. This is not wild speculation. Russian President Vladimir Putin speaks of this directly and has often warned the world of such risk. Putin told a group of reporters that the threat of nuclear war should not be underestimated, saying it could result in the collapse of the entire civilization and maybe our planet. The danger of the situation is being downplayed. In October 2018, the Russian president, in his typically wisecracking, yet menacing fashion, explained to reporters the consequences to aggressors if Russia were to be attacked by a nuclear-first strike. Framing his warning with biblical overtones, Putin says, an aggressor should know that vengeance is inevitable, that he will be annihilated. Whereas we would become the victims of their aggression, and as martyrs, will go to heaven, they will just end up dead, they won't even have time to repent. Adding weight to the apocalyptic scenario comes from Dmitry Adomsky's groundbreaking book Russian Nuclear Orthodoxy, Religion, Politics, and Strategy, Stanford University Press. Adomsky's book brilliantly peels away the layers of the enigmatic and unexplored saga of how a nuclear priesthood has emerged in Russia. Dmitry Adomsky writes, a nuclear priesthood has arisen in Russia. The Russian Orthodox Church has been integrated into every facet of the armed forces to become a vital part of Russian national security, politics, and identity. The Russian Orthodox Church, Adomsky adds, has permeated the units and commands in charge of Russia's nuclear forces, and it is not inconceivable that the Russian military clergy might become future participants in decision-making on matters of national security, and that de facto there might be two parallel chains of command. In a review in Foreign Affairs of Adomsky's book, Irina Duqueno writes, the Church has become a prominent presence throughout the entire military, but the nuclear branch stands out as the most imbued with clericalism. The Church has built houses of worship on all of Russia's nuclear bases, Orthodox icons grace nuclear weapons platforms, and commanders have increasingly incorporated religious ideas into their strategic thinking. Russia's military and political leaders, including Vladimir Putin, see themselves as the last defenders of Christianity on earth. The Russian Orthodox Church views competition with Russia's enemies as battle with the Antichrist. Alexander Dugin, arguably the Kremlin's chief ideologist, calls Putin Kachin, an Orthodox leader who protects Russia from the kingdom of the Antichrist. Dugin sees the Antichrist as a manifestation of Western globalization, post-liberalism and post-industrial society. The ROC wants a strong and nuclear Russia so that the sovereignty of the Orthodox way of life against satanic forces can be preserved. Jacob Brigil writes, Orthodoxy for the armed forces is not an ecclesiastical discourse, rather, it's an instrument to inoculate the military against Western influence, psychological warfare, and perceived efforts at political subversion. Today, the culture of the United States is dominated by a secular elite attached to nebulous progressive ideologies, rooted in anti-Christian values. Russian leadership views the construct of liberalism with disdain. Rather than seeing a culture of tolerance, they see an aggressive adversary determined to march its progressive values into the heart of Moscow. If we are to believe Dmitry Adomsky's premise, Russia's theocratic military leadership sees a culturally progressive, anti-Christian United States quite literally as a satanic force. Russia's military leaders, and the ROC undoubtedly see the Antichrist. With the emerging crisis on the Ukraine border, suddenly the volatile region of Eastern Europe has moved to the center of the world stage, and Vladimir Putin continues to warn the world that it is underestimating the risks. Speaking to reporters, Putin said, "You people in turn do not feel a sense of the impending danger. This is what worries me. How do you not understand that the world is being pulled in an irreversible direction? While they pretend that nothing is going on. I don't know how to get through to you anymore." This article was written by Stephen Ryan, who publishes mysticpost.com and is the owner of this YouTube channel. He is also the author of the Amazon best-selling novel The Madonna Files.
God bless and thank you for watching Mystic Post TV.